What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim. Gonna be playing a game on PTCGO today. Still trying to get ahead of the game. Sorry for the late uploads lately. I'm just still trying to get caught back up, but we should be back on track shortly. But I'm playing today with Zygarde GX. Heard this deck's actually been doing okay lately. I heard there's some player in Malaysia or something, or somewhere. I don't know, somewhere, someone is doing things with Zygarde GX, so shout out to you if you are that person. But also, I actually kind of low-key like this Zygarde list. I think it could be cool. Fighting is an extremely strong type right now, and if you happen to be a beefy 200 hit point fighting Pokemon that is not weak to Psychic, it could just be your day. And both Zygarde, Zygarde and Lycanroc both boast 200 hit points and are not weak to Psychic. So could be good news for them. Could be pretty cool stuff since every single Pokemon, it seems, or every single deck is playing Psychic counters to try and take out those pesky Buzzwole GXs. All right, we're going to start things off strong here with a turn 1 Ultra Ball. We're going to go get ourselves a Zygarde so we can start powering that up. And this is pretty much the Dream Team setup here. We've got a Tapu Koko in the active position. Reason we're playing Tapu Koko is just in case we might want to flying flip a little bit while we charge up Zygardes or Lycanrocs on the bench so that we can get some quick and efficient attacks off. Let's see. Not quick and efficient. Yes, we are getting quick and efficient attacks off with the Tapu Koko, but also so that we can actually hit some numbers with Zygarde's Landwrath and Verdict GX. Sometimes they're just short of 200 damage. Sometimes you're just short of 210, things like that. And Flying Flip can help you make up the difference. So let's see what we got here. I think I want to just go in with an Ultra Ball, probably N and this Fighting Energy. And then, yeah, that seems fine. And then I think I'm going to get myself the Remoraid here so I can kind of get the whole setup going. And then I think I want to just go in with a turn 1 attachment to the Rockruff. And then we could go turn 2 Lycanroc, pretty much knock out whatever we want to on my opponent's side of the field. If I do decide to, go in and maybe just Cell Connector, I can even evolve into Lycanroc and then Cell Connector something, just also great options there. Probably not. And I don't want to bench the Zygarde yet. I mean, what if my opponent plays Parallel City or something like that? That would be pretty rough for me, and I don't want to have to discard too many things. But yeah, this seems fine. So let's just pass here and see what my opponent's got going on. Playing around Parallel City has been, pretty challenging here. My opponent's got nothing. So this is probably going to be a good game to my opponent. And that'd be it. All right, let's just throw the Zygarde down and Sycamore. If I get a Lycanroc, oh, no Lycanroc. Okay. So, no, we are not, we are game on here, fellas. Let's see, I don't want to play the Brooklet Hill just in case my opponent does play a fighting Pokemon. They could go get it and not get benched. Looks like we've got ourselves, we could Max Elixir if we hit it, which we do, and then we're looking at like a Cell Connector this turn, so that's fine. We can attach this here, Abyssal for 1, and we've got another Fighting Energy. That's fine. All right, let's just retreat, and we're going to Cell Connector. That's totally okay. And then next turn, we will be good for a Land's Wrath or a Verdict GX, something like that. I imagine we're going to be rolling this around for one more game because this one is ending here very quickly. Yes, my opponent's just got Psychic, and we're going to go one more time. Oh, yeah, Zygarde. You do your thing, Zygarde. All right, so we were able to take down a lone Mewtwo. Now that we all know that Zygarde could take down a lone Mewtwo, see if we can get a little bit of a better game, showing off Zygarde again. This deck is almost entirely grass weak. That is a little bit concerning, but with all the options that you have between Zygarde and Lycanroc and being able to target things on your opponent's side of the field, you can sometimes take out things like Golysopods, you know, not too bad. I mean, you can even Verdict GX. Using Verdict GX makes it so the Golysopod can't hit you, so you can compete with some grass type decks. It's not like the worst thing in the world. Looks like we were playing against a Ultra Necrozma Malamar deck here, so this is good. I actually want to see how this matchup shakes out. And start double Zygarde. I'm cool with that. I actually like starting both of them because I can start max elixiring to one on the bench while manually attaching to one in the active. Since I'm going second, I probably want to try and get a turn 1 cell connector here or a turn 1 flying flip. I could slap the floatstone on the active and then pivot into something else, but I'm probably not going to do that. Though a turn 1 cell connector could knock out this active Inkay. And looks like we're going to have a brand new hand to think about this with. So I do like that as well. This opening hand was good, but could be better. I mean, obviously a DCE would have, could also be worse. Yep, could also be worse, guys. I should have not bad talked that hand while I had the opportunity. That definitely could have been worse. I think what I'm going to do, as funny as this is, I think I'm just going to, I think I'm going to Brooklet Hill just for a Rockruff. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to try and hope that the Rockruff lives through the turn and that I can GX probably that thing. That's probably the goal. So let's see if we could do that. I'm going to save my, I'm going to use this Max Elixir as well because, well, the idea is that the Max Elixir, if you hit an energy, would thin your deck so that you have a higher odds of drawing into a supporter card, but we don't have it. So, oh no! See, I did not prepare for fighting Fury Belt with this strategy. Oh no! We were thinking that, you know, I'd probably be able to knock out that Ultra Necrozma GX. Now let's hope my opponent does not. Ooh, please bench one more thing. And then also do not counter my Brooklet Hill. These are my small requests. Do you think that you can help me out with that, Mr. Opponent? Do you think you can do me a solid there? That would be pretty cool because if you lay down another opponent, then they don't lay down another Pokemon. Oh, but we've got ourselves a Sycamore. Hey, that's great. Fantastic. All right. So let's see here. We can just go get ourselves. We prized our Diancie. Oh no, why'd you have to go, Diancie? All right, we can go get a Regirock here. I like that. And then I can bring up, and there's really no reason to bring up too much of anything. I could bring up this thing. I can't GX it for knockout. My opponent doesn't have any energy in the discard pile. I think I'm best off trying to just like knock out this Inkay here and finding a DC to do it. I think I'll slap the Floatstone there. I don't think I'll bring anything up with this Lycanroc, but I would like to evolve it. So let's just do that. And no, I don't want to bring anything up. I can't knock out that thing. I'm only doing 160. Yep, so nope. And then let's just Sycamore. We were hoping for a DCE so we could do perfect 60. And we got it. Okay, we've got pretty much a great setup here because we could do DCE on the Zygarde, and we also discarded a Fighting Energy, so that's really good too. And I think what I'm going to do is Max Elixir maybe to my benched Zygarde, or I could Max Elixir to this Zygarde here. But if my opponent's able to get the knockout, they're doing 180, 190. If they get one Psychic Recharge off. My opponent's able to get the knockout, that's going to be super annoying, but I feel like that's fine. Let's see here. Or I could just start charging up the benched one instead. But having the Floatstone on this one is actually a little bit of a pain. So I think I like diversifying my energy a little bit. Let's just retreat here, and then let's try to Max Elixir. And then, yeah, we're going to put that onto the benched one here. And then, yeah, this seems fine. Okay, I'm going to keep all this in my hand, and we're just going to Cell Connector, knock out the Inkay. The reason I didn't Max Elixir to this one that's in the active is because it just feels bad if you have 4 energy wiped off the board altogether by an Ultra Necrozma. Like, just nobody likes that. So the thought process is that if I at least get one of those energies here, I'm still one energy attachment away from attacking with the active Zygarde GX, which is really good. And I'm also, oh, and that actually really helps. So that makes me feel better that they got rid of that float stone for me, because now I can throw Choice Band onto this Zygarde, and that is pretty good. So I do really like that. So thanks opponent. Also have a Brooklet Hill in my hand. I could throw that right back down. My opponent does have Guzma though. So what are they going to bring up? They do not want the Regirock here. They've got a knockout on the Regirock, so that's understandable. They didn't have any sort of Psychics in the discard pile to accelerate with Psychic Recharge. They just had the juice to get that knockout there, so they took it. Now, I'm in a weird spot because, I mean, I can Verdict GX. I don't necessarily want to Verdict GX, though. I think I'd rather, like, Dangerous Rogue GX, but I don't have an option to bring up anything on my opponent's side of the field, and I'm also like not going to be knocking this thing out with that Regirock in the discard pile. I'm only doing 150, 180 with a Choice Band with, oh, that is just super frustrating. Okay, so that's going to be short. It's going to be short no matter which way I look at it, but honestly, like they're probably not going to be able to return knockout this Zygarde, so let's just throw this thing up and see what my opponent does. All right, we've got ourselves a Bonnie here. That's pretty good. Let's Brooklet Hill, see what we can get out of the deck. I think I like getting another Rockruff here. We could target something down on my opponent's side of the field. I do like that. I could end my opponent to 4, though they seem to like not really. They Guzma last turn. They do have 2 Psychics in the discard pile now. Let's see. I could throw Choice Band on here. If I throw Choice Band on here, I'm doing 180 with Verdict GX. That's like super annoying. I don't really want to do 180 with Verdict GX. That's just bad. I mean, I could finish this thing off with the Tapu Koko eventually. That's like an option that I do have. I think I do. I'm pretty locked into attacking with this thing though. I could also go with a Land's Wrath. Not using my GX attack then, but I am opening myself up to getting attacked next turn, which I don't like totally love. Let's throw the Choice Band there. And let's just end. I want to set up a little bit more, hopefully get an Octillery out. And there's the Octillery. This hand is great. I do like this hand a lot. So let's throw that Octillery there. And then I can put the Zygarde down, though I kind of want to save it as an option if I do get like Tapu Koko or something like that I could use. Or if I rip like a Diancie here eventually. I think like we're into this Verdict GX though, like that seems good. What are my opponent's options? My opponent they'd have to get 3 energy. They'd have to double Malamar. They'd have to find a Malamar, double Malamar, and find a Float Stone in order to knock out this Zygarde. Which like, that's like pretty reasonable. Like that could definitely happen. Okay, that seems fine. But if I Verdict GX, then I'm definitely not using, I think I just am gonna Land's Wrath here. We're just gonna Land's Wrath. All right, we're going in with Land's Wrath. I don't think that my opponent is going to knock out this Zygarde. If they do knock out the Zygarde, then I was wrong. But I feel like they might not get it. If they do get it, then I'm in a tough spot and need to figure out something else. Looks like they are going in. Got plenty of energy in the discard pile now. They've got like 3 or so. They're getting a Lele. If they Lele for like a Sycamore, they'll probably hit everything they need to knock out my Zygarde GX. I could then bring up something on my opponent's side of the field. I could bring up like a Malamar or something. Oh my gosh, all these Fighting Fury Belts, and I'm not sure that I even play. I'm not sure that I even play like a Field Blower in this deck. Like I think that I might not be. Which these Fighting Fury Belts, that actually could be a super kind of like a super cheesy kind of also very effective tech for Buzzwole, because most of the Buzzwole decks are just not playing. They're not playing Field Blower either. So this is like a really effective strategy against Buzzwole GX if you're just playing Fighting Fury Belt. I feel like some of these numbers are just impossible for Buzzwole to hit. Gotta imagine my opponent's gonna slap a second Malamar down. Yeah, here they go. They're getting that Malamar. They are taking this knockout here, but at what cost? I can kind of like slow them down here for sure, because I could take out one of these Malamars, and if I take out one of these Malamars, they're left with one Malamar. They're using this, you know, high discard attack here, which is you know, rough for them to do over and over again. I mean, they might not even be able to pull off a Dark Flash next turn, so that, you know, could be rough for them. They could do, I guess they could come in and Photon Geyser again for less than a knockout. I guess they're only going to be able to do like 100 with Photon Geyser. So let's ship up. I think if I ship up my Zygarde GX and knock this thing out with Zygarde GX, how much am I doing? I do a 50, 80 plus, that's 140 or 240. Math's hard. All right, 240. That just about does it. Yeah, so I think like we could go up here. Or do we decide we wanted to knock out a Malamar this turn? I think we did decide we wanted to knock out a Malamar this turn. If we knock out a Malamar, do I have to GX a Malamar? Like, that seems really bad. Or I could Claw Slash a Malamar. Ooh, I like Claw Slashing a Malamar. That seems fine. All right, let's do that. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see if we can Max Elixir here. That'd be pretty good. Yeah, let's hit. Come on, no fun. Okay, so I think I want to bring up, yup, go ahead, bring up a Malamar, bring myself to 4 prizes. We're going to slap that there, and then we want to put the choice band here, and we're going to Abyssal for 5, and hopefully we get ourselves an N would be good. No N's, that's fine, no N's. Who needs an N? All right, not this guy. All right, we're going to Cynthia. I think this deck does not play a lot of N's. I think this is pretty much like an exact replica of like Buzzwole, except we like have taken out Buzzwoles and put in Zygardes and Bonnies. So, you know, a lot of the same strategies that are working against Buzzwole in this deck, like, you know, these Fighting Fury Belts and things like that, are also working against this deck. Let's just Claw Slash here. That's fine. We're going to knock out this Malamar. My opponent then, you know, shouldn't be able to win the game. Everybody on my board's got like 200 hit points. They could attach whatever, you know, and go in like that. Oh, they got Beast Ring in their hand. Oof, no way. I mean, they do win the game. Okay, I've been bamboozled. Look at that. Oh gosh, how ugly was that? Oh my goodness, my opponent did not even need to set up. Look, and they just are showing me like, yeah, Mahone, I had plenty of energy. You thought you had it. No, they, well, I just got stomped. I just got stomped out by this Necrozma deck. So maybe I should have GX'd that one turn. It just felt bad using my GX, like, without taking a knockout. But I guess I should have trusted the deck a little bit more. And I guess I still got a lot to learn. We're going to play one more with Zygarde here. That felt bad, though. Like, that felt real bad. The Fighting Fury Belts were really, really good against what I was trying to do. And also just coming in hot there with that Beast Ring at the end. I thought that I had kind of finessed my way around. But, you know, also a few key, like, Max Elixir whiffs. I don't want to blame it on that. But, like, I think if we do hit a couple more Max Elixirs there, if I'm able to Verdict GX that Malamar, that's, like, really good for me. But I feel like there was probably nothing I could do to try and save face on that game. All right, another supportless start here, but that's okay. We're going to buff out of this A-okay. Got a Rockruff and a Zygarde. The reason I'm starting the Rockruff is because I have a Float Stone, and I'm fine just Max Elixiring and attaching to the Zygarde, and we're going to try and get a quick Zygarde attack. Looks like we might be playing against Buzzrock, so yep, sure enough, here we go. I'm going to throw down the Brooklyn Hill because I've got a dead hand, so we're going to try and get this thing worked out. Now, throwing Pokemon into these Ultra Beast, you know, mini Buzzwole things feels bad. This feels really, really, really bad, so I don't really like that. I feel like I could go for the Remoraid here, but yeah, let's go for the Remoraid. Yeah, we do go for Remoraid because I'm not attacking this turn, so there's really no point. I think I just Max Elixir. Yep, hit it. Cool. So we're going to throw that on that as well, and then, yeah, we just got a turn 2. Yeah, we're going to come in, and we're going to Cell Connector next turn. unless I top deck a DCE, in which case I can Lands Wrath. That'd be pretty dope. I decided to go for the Remoraid because that gives me options to draw out of this mess that I'm in. If I draw an Octillery or an Ultra Ball, I was considering Diancie for a second, but obviously there's no point in getting the Diancie. I know that my opponent's playing Buzzrock, so that stadium's not going anywhere, and I could just get the Diancie next turn when I'm actually going to attack. So getting the Remoraid down early here allows me to have that as an option, which is super good for me, considering that I'm drawing dead. So you want to draw dead well. That's like it's one of like the primary, one of the primary strategies of the Pokemon trading card game, because everybody dead draws, like everybody. Even when you win a tournament, you have some rounds where like you look at your hand and you're like, okay, yeah, go ahead. And you got nothing going on, but you want to be maximizing your odds of drawing out of whatever you need to draw out of all the time. So that means doing things like playing Brooklet Hill. Obviously, I know Brooklet Hill helps out my opponent, but it helps me out more by fishing outs to draw out of this mess out of my deck. So I'm going to go get myself Diancie now, I think. And yeah, that seems fine. Let's just do that. I'm going to throw a Floatstone here. I feel like I want to attach to my Rockruff maybe. It feels kind of bad considering that my opponent could just like Jet Punch and knock out the Rockruff. But I don't know. I know that, or I attach to the Zygarde GX. Let's live a little. All right, we'll attach to the Zygarde GX, and we're just gonna go. And we're gonna Cell Connector, kids. All right, let's do that. So we're doing 70 damage there, and we got nothing. So I guess I'm giving myself an option that if I wanted to, I could Verdict GX. That seems bad, or I could Lands Wrath. I feel like putting the energy here on the Rockruff just felt bad because I could have just got Jet Punched, right? Which like could be very well what my opponent does here. They could Guzma, double Jet Punch, knock out Remoraid and Rockruff, right? So like that was not good. So I wanted to be able to have an option here. I was kind of saw that coming. So that's why I attached the energy to Zygarde, and we're gonna try and dead draw with some grace here. What do we got? I think I can actually knock this thing out. We're doing 150, 180, 200. Oh yeah. So we're going to Verdict GX and knock this thing out. Unfortunately, that means that this Buzzwole can just Sledgehammer me for a ton of damage. So I think that, I don't need that. I think that I get this rock right now. Let's just get myself another Remoraid. All right, we're getting another Remoraid here. Oh boy. I think I got a Verdict GX. Y'all want to see Verdict GX, right? Let's see it. It doesn't matter, though. This thing's going to Sledgehammer me for a ton of damage. Well, it's not going to be a knockout, though. So let's, unless, it could be a knockout. I've seen crazier things, but I don't think that they have the juice to get it to a knockout right now. Let's just do that. And, can I Lands Wrath 160, 180? I can't. I would have had to got the, we're just going to Verdict GX. Whatever. Here we are. We took it out. I could have Lands Wrath if I'd gotten the Regirock. That just seemed like, it seemed rough. It seemed really rough. So I think if I don't protect myself, then I just open myself up to like a whole can of worms. My opponent can like Beast Ring, whatever, and just like knock me out with Buzzwole if they have to. Yep, sure enough, here they go. Oh man, I'm never touching this deck again, guys. I'm sorry. Zygarde's just not doing it for me. Is not doing it for me. Did you guys see that Malamar deck last game though? They barely even used Malamar. They like had 2 Malamars out, and then they just Beast Ringed and just like did tons and tons of damage. So I think that, decks that play big, beefy GX Pokemon are a little bit outdated right now. I think the meta is kind of shaping around guys like this, 130 hit point, non-EX, non-GX Pokemon. Oh, we got Sledgehammered for knockout. Yes, they did. They did find that Beast Energy. Holy moly cow. Get me out of this gameplay. Oh my goodness. It's oh gosh. Talk about brutal. Like, come on. Just like, they're not giving me a break at all. Yep. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, my guy. You got it. You got the juice. I think like I have to like in some world they don't knock out this Rockruff here, but I think like 99.9% sure they've got the the Guzma or whatever, especially with this Octillery Abyssal Hand. They're going to knock out my Rockruff. Now, granted, you know, I've taken surprises without playing a supporter, so that is the cool thing about fighting decks, is that, you know, when they lose, they don't lose as hard. You can still do a lot of damage just manually attaching energy, which is pretty cool. Let's see, just throw the goose. Just put me out of my misery. Just toss me the. Oh, thank you. That's great. That's that's really good. Oh goodness. All right, I'm sorry, guys. All right, you know what? Zygarde just wasn't getting us there today. All these decks are just so good, so proven, so powerful. Now, I will say, Greninja GX actually has been doing pretty good in my testing so far. All right. I went like, all right, like really, deck, like you're gonna give me that now. I think like there's, you know, when there's absolutely nothing I can do. Yeah, that's that. There's nothing. I should have Brooklet Hilled for an attacker maybe, but you know, it's all good. We ain't got nothing going on here. All right, let's see. What do we got? Let's Brooklet Hill. Let's get our Zygarde. All right, that's fine. And then let's Ultra Ball away those, and we'll go get ourselves, I don't know, a Regirock. Opponent's got one prize to take, and they can't, like, I can't. Zygarde's gonna get knocked out no matter what I do. So I'm just trying to see if I could take a prize. Oh, we got a DC. There we go. Okay, you got it, sir. Good game. Oh my goodness. So that was bad. That was just brutality. Yep. So anyways, Greninja did pretty good last night. I was testing a little bit last night with Natalie, and Greninja was beating Buzzwole and was also beating Malamar, but couldn't beat Zoroark. Malamar was beating, in our testing, Malamar is usually beat Buzzwole, but can't beat Zoroark. And Zoroark can beat Malamar, but can't beat Buzzwole. So, like, you kind of have this thing shaping up. And the way we have Malamar built is that Zygarde deck can't beat the Malamar deck that we have built. But then again, our list is also playing like 3 Field Blowers. So like, I think most Malamar decks are usually playing like 2 Field Blower. I would show off the Zygarde list, which y'all know, man, dude, this Zygarde list was not doing, I don't know why I clicked trade. This Zygarde list is not doing anything good. So I would not suggest playing this. But here it is. If you really want to build a Zygarde deck, this is the Zygarde deck that I have right now. I don't love it. I think it's got a lot of problems. But it is what it is. Maybe we need to play some more Baby Buzzwoles in this thing. But Baby Buzzwole without Beast Ring just seems kind of bad. So I don't really know about all of that. But yeah, Malamar, Buzzwole, both very, very good decks. I would continue to try and look into those as kind of like top tier options. And then, you know, I don't know. Greninja's fun. Both Greninja decks, honestly, are like pretty good as well. I would consider those like kind of up there. Greninja Break is like tier 1, just like the rest of them. Greninja Break on paper is like the best deck in format, honestly. I think that it has everything you want it to have, except it can lose to like random things and also just being like a Greninja deck. But anyways, thank you all for watching the video. Hope you all liked the video. Make sure to sub to the channel, ring that bell, and check out all the sweet links in the description below. Peace.